Hey guys, welcome back to Hello's Garage. We're back from England and we're going to be filming a video on the Skyline today. We've just put air conditioning back in this car and we're going to try and prevent the aircon line from melting. This is the aircon line that we've replaced here, and it runs down there past the external wastegate and near the exhaust. I've put this heat wrap on there to try and stop it melting, but we're going to take a few further precautions. We have heat wrap, a turbo beanie, and we have this, which is a, come and look, which is a flex joint. And this is going to go on the downpipe, so it gives the exhaust a bit more flex. Another good thing about it is if you come have a look around here, this turbo has a flange on the back of it and it's not got a V-band. So when I made the exhaust, it was really hard to get it to line up and not leak. So what this does is it allows flex in the exhaust, so you don't have to have it inch perfect or millimeter perfect for it to not leak. So I should have put this in when I made the exhaust. The other reason why we're putting it in is because we're routing the screamer pipe back into the exhaust. So we're getting rid of the screamer. I know some people will be upset by that. So we're going to be putting that in, heat wrapping the down pipe and probably the screamer pipe because it cuts close to the aircon line. Turbo beanie to try and manage underwater temps. So let's get straight into it. Alright guys, we're going to pull off this downpipe and we're going to mock it up to put in our flex joint. Let's get to it. Downpipe free. We've got my homemade gasket because the side, it's a really weird flange in the back of this turbo and I can't find a flange to fit it, so I have to make my own. So anyhow, now we have to go down there and take off that V-band. And yeah, luckily the car's already up on these wheels. I'll take you under. So we have our 3-inch stainless steel exhaust all the way from the back with 2 little hot dogs. And then we have our screamer pipe. So this is the pipe that comes off the wastegate. So what I ideally like to do is plumb it back into here. What we're going to do is put a flex joint up here. So there's enough room up here. For those of you who don't know, a wastegate, first and foremost, controls the turbine speed on the turbo. It sits before the exhaust gases coming out of your manifold pass through the turbine wheel. It's very different to a blow-off valve, and yes, you do need one unless it's some certain diesel systems which don't use them. An external wastegate, or screamer, is where you dump the exhaust gases straight out a pipe rather than routing them through the exhaust. In a stock car or like a stock turbo car, it's internally gated. So what that means is the wastegate actually sits in the back of the turbine housing and it sits on the side and you can't change it. This car, however, has an external wastegate that sits separate. You need a special manifold and it's a bit more extreme, but it also gives you more tuning abilities. Without boring you too much, that's basically the short story. Why are we putting it back through the exhaust? Basically, every time on power, you just hear it screaming. I'll play a clip for you. Yeah, basically I want it to go through the exhaust because I've spent so much money and time making this beautiful 3-inch exhaust that goes all the way down. As soon as I get to hear it, I can't hear it because the stupid screamer's going. So it's going back in the exhaust, plus it's a street car and not a track car. When we turbo the AU, I'll probably have a screamer on that. Anyways, let's get back into it. Alright guys, we've got it unbolted, so we'll just lift him out. There he is. So, this is the downpipe that I prepared earlier. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to hack it here, and chuck that in there. So we can have our screamer. Why do we need this? because the screamer pipe will crack because of the different temperatures. See, this always has exhaust going through it. Whereas the screamer pipe, or the wastegate route, only has exhaust going through it when you're on full tilt. So yes, that has to go in here. I believe it won't crack. All right, guys. Now we've got our downpipe and our little flex joint. We're gonna measure it up, cut it, and then tack it in and see how if I can get even close. My sister has my tripod. Urgh. I left a whole bunch on there because it's so not straight, so I left like that much too much, so we can cut it if we need to again. Probably will. Now let's go and test fit it. I might just put them both bits on and just see if we're anywhere near the ballpark, and then I'll tack it together and then yeah, see from there. Oh my knee! It's so easy to install these things. I can't even. Oh, I should have done this so long ago when I first made it, but you can see it in there down there now. See, it's fully bolted up, and like I said, you can just move it into place with your hand, and I'll just tighten the clamp up so it's definitely right, and you can see the movement in that. This exhaust looks so much shiny compared to the rest of the car. I'm so proud of this exhaust. Anyways, right, let's mark this up and go and take it together. Going to test fit it. This is exactly what I was talking about with the movement. I'll just give you a quick look. See the movement and the flex joint down there, see it? So before I had to get that millimeter perfect to get that flange to have no leaks. Whereas now, I've got that much movement and I've got back and forth movement and up and down. Long story short, it will actually seal and we won't get fumes in the cabin for the first time. That's just been tacked together. Now we have to go back out to the welding bench and weld it all up. I like how you can see very much my progression in welding. You can see where I began, getting better, and then what I can do now. I am super happy with that. Probably my best welds. They look pretty sweet and a nice little bit of colour. Let's go and fit it up, see what it looks like. I look like a retard because there's people walking by, but anyhow, heat wrapping. Gloves because I don't want itchy hands. Got our steel cable ties. We're just going to wrap from here down to here. There you go, finished product. That's pretty good. Covers up the stainless steel, but hopefully my aircon doesn't melt because it's really hot. All right, let's go and put it on. I did forget one thing. We have to make a rear turbo gasket. I'm gonna cheat, and through the magic of editing, you guys don't have to wait to make me watch one, and it'll be done like that. After lots of grinding and drilling and mucking around, we have that. And we also use this exhaust gasket maker as well. A little bit of it around there. And then hopefully it should be sealed up. We have our heat wrap on, so hopefully stuff doesn't melt. We'll chuck our turbo beanie on and we should be sweet. And that'll probably conclude this video. So just to sum up, we did the flex joint in the exhaust just to give it that little bit of movement, just to make it a bit easier to install. We did the heat wrap on the downpipe and the turbo beanie. So hopefully the under bonnet temps will be a little bit better. This is only part one of the modifications on the Skyline. We are going to be, as you can tell, the guards are actually missing. Also, other modifications, we're going to be changing the cannon, and we also are going to be relocating the wastegate dump back into the exhaust. That will be probably not next episode, but probably one of the episodes after, because next episode, hopefully, we'll be putting coilovers in the AU, so stay tuned for that. That will be an interesting episode. We'll be doing some interesting suspension mods. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, give it a like. If you didn't like it, give it a dislike. And yeah, catch you in the next one.